Hey guys, what is good? I hope you're all doing well. So I'm back with another video, and it is the last of my boob talk video, I guess. So I'm sorry I'm late with this, I know. So I just haven't had the time. But we're here, we're sitting down, and I'm going to answer all the questions, go through everything, and I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. I've written everything on my phone. So just to everyone, I'm probably about 6 weeks today. 6 weeks today. Jokes. Yeah, no, I'm 6 weeks today, 6 week post-op. And yeah, they're looking really good, like everything, they feel really good. Okay, so the first question I was asked was, did you have any side effects or pain of when you got them done or after? When I got them done, so I was put on a general anaesthetic, everybody is, it's just the way the procedure is. I woke up and I felt completely fine. If you watch my videos, I didn't even realise it had been done. That's how fine I felt. Obviously, I did look down and I was like, wow, but I was also on a lot of drugs to ease the pain. But I really wasn't in that much pain until, when I got home, when things started to wear off a little bit, I could feel it, but all it felt like was heaviness, and it was just tight, but it wasn't painful, I'd say. There were some days where if I'd accidentally hit it, it would hurt and I would be like, ow. But it wasn't painful, it was just more like discomfort. But I would say that my experience was so good. If I said the worst days were probably from day 2 to day 5, but still it was not too bad. Like, some days were worse than others. I think the day after surgery I was so tired, but it was more just tiredness, not pain. But it was just, yeah, like I say, discomfort, but I wouldn't say it was painful. Just felt different, that was all. It just felt a bit different. Did you lose any sensitivity in the nipple region? Yes, well, I have, but I've not got it back yet, but that can take months to come back. So I lost my whole boob feeling, because you're going to, obviously, like, you've had an operation, you're going to lose all feeling. It's normal. Now actual boob isn't numb anymore, but my nipples still are. But my surgeon said that this could take 3 months to come back. It may not come back, which obviously that's just a risk you take. But at the moment they're still numb, but it could take months, and usually it does take months. So obviously I've just got to hope that it comes back. But I knew that obviously I could lose that when I got them done. So I had that in my mind anyway. But yeah, the answer to that is I can't actually tell you the answer to that yet, because I don't know. Hopefully no, but at the moment I can't feel it. But bearing in mind I'm only 6 weeks and it can take 3 months, even longer. Somebody said, are they now cold? No, they're not. They literally, it's still your normal boob. Like, you've still got everything pumping, you've still got blood pumping through your body. Like, it's still your normal boob. It's just there's an implant put in there, so your skin stretches. Like, it's all gonna still pump, everything's gonna work the same. They're not like, yeah, they're not cold, to answer the question. They just feel normal. It feels like normal skin. Literally completely the same, just obviously a little bit bigger, that's all. So the next one is, did you / do you have to sleep different? Yes, so you have to sleep on your back, like slightly raised, for 6 weeks. They recommend 4 to 6 weeks. So I still sleep on my back. It took me a few sleeps to get used to it, but once I did, it was honestly fine, and I still sleep like that now. I probably will try to sleep like that for as long as possible, just because I want to look after them as well as I can. And I want them to sit in the right shape. I don't want them to move, because they can move. If you sleep on your side, they can move and position weirdly and stuff, is what they said to me. So yeah, I always sleep on my back at the moment, just because I'd prefer to, and until I know that they're 100% settled in, I just prefer to. That's my preference. But yes, the time that they tell you have to is for 6 weeks. Do you have many scars? So you just get 1 scar on each boob. It's literally a tiny little incision. The only way I can describe the way that they put the implant is like, you know, like a pipette bag from like baking cakes. It's like the implant's in that. They squeeze it out, and then they like clamp it's not very nice. They like hold open where they've done the incision, squeeze it in, and then I presume they just sew it up. I presume it's as easy as that. I mean, there probably is a bit more to it, but that's as much as I know, and that's as much as I need to know. But yeah, scars are honestly tiny. What was your initial conversation with your parents like? How did you tell them? I basically spoke to my mum first, and I just spoke to her, and it is awkward. It is very awkward because who wants to talk about getting a surgery done, especially when it's a surgery like your boobs. I just spoke to my mum. To be fair, my mum was really okay about it. As she just said to me, as long as you know that you want to get them done and you're not doing it for the wrong reasons, whatever they may be, then I'm happy for you to do it. If I'm being completely honest, she did want me to wait when I initially told her about it. And when I initially told her about it, it was like ages ago, like before I was even 18, I think I spoke to her about, well no, I did. I spoke to her about it and said, I want to get them done. She said, you need to wait till you're 21. And then when I really seriously thought about it, I then just said, like, I just said, Mum, I really want to get them done and I don't want to wait. I know that I want to get them done, etc. And she just was okay with it. She just said, that's fine. I can't obviously change your decision as long as I'm doing it for the right reasons and I know that I want to get them done. She comes to everything with me, the consultations, checkups, everything. So she did literally the whole thing with me, which is really, really nice. My dad, it's a lot more different talking about it with your dad than your mum. Who wants to talk about boobs in general with your dad? Like, you don't. It's not a conversation you want to have. But obviously it had to be done. And I didn't tell him until I had to, because I don't know, I just felt so, it's just an awkward topic. Like, that's not something I want to talk about my dad with. But obviously I had to tell him, and I just obviously had to just say, I really want them done. Like, I don't know, to be honest, the conversation with my dad was just so awkward. Like, I just didn't enjoy it. It was so quick and like over with, because he knew that I'd already made my mind up. He just basically said the exact same as my mum, but probably a bit more sternly, more just like, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Are you sure you want to get them done? Like, just asking me, are you sure? As long as you're sure, then obviously he's not going to change my mind. I'm an adult. I paid for it myself, so there's nothing that he can say to stop me. But obviously I want to have their support at the same time. But yeah, he just basically said, are you sure? Like, as long as you are 100% sure, you know you 100% want to get it, then obviously get it. But he wasn't the happiest about it, if I'm honest, my dad. But I don't think any dad would be, to be honest, over the moon about their daughter getting a boob job, because it's just, you don't want them, I guess you just don't want your children to feel like they need to change. That's the only way I could describe it. How long were you in the hospital for? So I was a day case, so I literally went in the morning, left the same day. So my arrival time was 9:15. My surgery didn't happen till like gone 11, I don't think. And then I left, my sister picked me up about 3. So I was in there for what, 6 hours? 6 hours and that's it, you're done. That's crazy to me. How many cc's did you get? So I got 275cc in each boob. I got the same because they both were pretty much similar. The only difference with my boobs was one was slightly lower, but he fixed that by, I think he put the implant in slightly lower on the other boob or something like that. So they now match and they're now perfectly exactly the same. But yeah, I went 275cc, which just took me up about 2 cup sizes, 2.5 maybe, to be honest. I know you can't really do it at 2.5, but that's what I would be. So then, next question, over or under the muscle? I got over the muscle. The reason for that was because, for one, the recovery time is a lot shorter, a lot shorter. Nearly half the time, I think. The second reason is because I didn't need to go under the muscle. So I had a bit of breast tissue there before. I wasn't completely flat, I was a B. So I had boob, I had a bit of tissue there. The only time surgeons usually opt to go under the muscle is if you don't have enough tissue there for the boob, the implant to not look natural enough. So if I was to go under the muscle, it just would have been unnecessary. I could have if I wanted to. If I really, really wanted to, he would have done it, but it would have been unnecessary. It would have been more recovery time, it would have been more painful, and I just didn't want that. Where did you go to get the surgery done? I went to Transform, and I went to the London clinic on Harley Street. That's where I got it done, not really much more to say on that. What are the payment options? So with Transform, you can obviously pay for it up front. You can finance it in 2 ways. So you can either finance it 0%, or you can over 12 months or less, or you can finance it for longer and then pay whatever that is, I don't know. But yeah, there was 3 different options they gave me. So yeah, there's 3 different options. It's really, really good. It's a really flexible way to go around it, to be fair. Okay, next one. How long do they take to heal? So 6 weeks until you've got to stop wearing the bra. So that's the time the surgeon tells you they're fully healed. But that does not mean that they won't move after that. They still may drop a little bit more. They still may change shape slightly. Not a lot. I'm not saying that they're going to completely change and you're going to lose your boob, because you're not. The implant's in there. But they still may fluctuate for like the next few months. Which obviously I'm only at 6 weeks, so I don't know, they might not look like this. I love them currently and I hope they stay like this, but they may change slightly, which obviously I'm okay with. What was the consultation like? Yeah, the consultation was okay because of coronavirus when I started anyway. A phone meeting with my patient advisor, spoke to her, and then the second meeting was by Zoom again with the surgeons, and I did a few of them just to check I got the right surgeon. And then after that, you basically choose if you want to see him face to face. I then chose to go see him face to face. I went and saw him face to face. It was so good. It was so easy. He was just so lovely. It was such a simple consultation. Like, any questions I had, he'd answer. And he was so relaxed, like not pushing me to do anything, obviously. And he just said, go away. I want you to think about it. I don't want you to tell me right now. I want you to think about it. Let me know if you want to go ahead. So yeah, it was really, really chilled out, to be fair. 100%. It was such a good experience with my surgeon. How long did it take? So I'm guessing that means the surgery. I am not 100% sure how long I was out for, but when I look from like my last text messages, I think it was about 35 minutes. What was it like being under general anaesthetic? I honestly had a breeze. I'm not gonna lie, I had an absolute breeze. I don't like hate needles, but I just am a bit squeamish. They do hurt, do you know what I mean? But the cannula going in, didn't feel a thing. Fell asleep when I went to sleep, didn't feel a thing. I just literally closed my eyes and that was it. When I woke up, I was completely fine. I was just like, I was happy, if anything. I was literally buzzing, to be honest. Yeah, the general anaesthetic for me was so fine. I know a lot of people react badly and like throw up and stuff, but for me it was honestly a breeze. It was the easiest thing ever. How big are your scars? I kind of touched on this earlier, literally tiny. Not much more to say on that. How did you know which size was right for you? So you talk a lot with your surgeon. Like I say, everybody's different. So I was watching YouTube videos saying I want what she's got because that's the size I want to be. But her size on her, whoever her is, will look a lot different to that size on me because of my frame, and I'm smaller, and she might be smaller, and I might be bigger. Whoever, everybody's body is different. Your boobs are different before. You can't compare what other people get to what you get because it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't work. And I've learnt that now. When I was researching, I had no idea, and I was like, I want that size. If I got the sizes that I was looking at before because they looked good on other people, oh my god, my boobs would look ridiculous on me. It would look crazy. So, but yeah, the surgeon's so helpful. Usually what they do, he sat me down and he said, what size do you want to be? I said, honestly, I don't know, because I want them to be as big as they can go, but that look natural and they fit my body. And so he said, okay, and he said, we'll try 250cc and 275cc, and we may have even tried the one above. And we went for the 275cc, because it just felt right for me and it looked the best, and I was just happiest with 275cc. But like I say, they will gauge the right size, and because I said I want them to still look natural on my body type, he knew what to go for. So your surgeons do a lot of the work, and then you can just try them on, look in the mirror and see what you want in person. So it's just about seeing it really face to face. You have to go there and see it. If not, you can't find the right size just by watching other people's videos. It's honestly near to impossible because, like I say, everybody is different. How did you decide on your surgeon? So I decided to go through Transform. It's it's a massive company. They do so many things, like not just breasts, everything you could think of. They do cosmetics, everything. So I chose to go through them because I know quite a few people that have had their boobs done through them, and then they have so many surgeons. So I spoke to two surgeons, one from the Milton Keynes clinic and one from London clinic, and obviously I went for the London clinic. I just felt like the one who I felt most comfortable with was who I wanted to go with. They've got to look at your boobs, like they've got to see you like naked on your top half. You have to feel comfortable with that person, because I mean, when are you ever going to meet somebody once and show them your boobs? Do you know what I mean? I know it's their job, but they have to make you feel comfortable. And I'm not saying that the other surgeon didn't do that, but I just prefer this surgeon, and not just because of that, but because of his results. His results are amazing. Honestly, I looked through both their profiles. Both of them were really, really good, but my surgeon, Dr. Reza Alamuti, just stood out to me. His work is so, so good, and that shows from me. That literally does. I can't even praise him enough. He did such a good job. And yeah, so many reasons, just how they make you feel, if they make you feel comfortable. It's just if they're even nice, if they're just nice. Their work, obviously, it's very important. Also, I really read through they had a profile each, so how long they've been in the business for, how long they've been doing it for, what they've done in their career, what else they do. That, to me, was a big thing as well, because I wouldn't want to go with somebody who's new to it. He's been in, my surgeon, oh my God, a long time. Maybe over 25 years, probably. I can't, that's a guess. I think even longer than that. A long, long, long time. But yeah, he was amazing. Was it expensive, and do they do finance options? So I paid £5,740 for mine. I've obviously already explained about the finance, so I won't go into that. But yeah, so I paid £5,740 for mine. That is actually the wrong price for where I got them done. But basically, quick backstory, we'd already put it through, we'd already agreed everything, everything was done. And then the lady, my patient advisor, messed up and did out of London price and not in London price. In London price is about 6,400, so quite a lot more. But because obviously it was her mistake, she just basically said, I've made this mistake, I'm not gonna obviously now charge you the rest just because it's not fair. So I had quite a lucky, I saved myself quite a bit there, to be fair. But yeah, so that's what I paid, but it goes up a lot. What profile did you go for? So I went for high profile. I don't really know why, to be honest. It's just what he recommended. The profile was just more like how flat or more out they are. And I think there's high, and I think there's one above high. But I went for high, and I'm so happy I did, because they just look perfect. I love them. And then the last question is, what shape did I go for? And I went for a round shape. That's mostly just what my surgeon does, which I'm completely happy about, because I wanted round anyway. But yeah, I went for round, and I don't think that they look round at all. To me, they look just amazing. I just love them so much. Honestly, I really, really am in love with them. That is literally it. This has been a long video. I hope I answered all of your questions. This is going to be my last boob video. I just promised that I would film it, so I have. But this is it now. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. It's done. And yeah, I really hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you don't already, and I will catch you next time.